Have you ever wondered what happens after the final curtain call? Imagine a place where the mysteries of the afterlife are laid bare, where the line between the living and the dead blurs into a fascinating tapestry of history and culture. Nestled in the heart of Texas, there's a museum that dares to ask the questions most of us are too afraid to voice. Welcome to Houston, where the humidity isn't the only thing that'll take your breath away. Houston, the sprawling metropolis known for its space center and oil industry, harbors a secret that's both macabre and marvelous. This city, born from the vision of the Allen brothers in 1836, has always been a place of pioneers and risk-takers. But while some Houstonians reached for the stars, others delved into the depths of human experience, creating a testament to the one thing that unites us all: our mortality. As you approach this unassuming building, you might feel a chill run down your spine. But don't worry, it's not a ghostly presence. It's just the air conditioning doing its job in the Texas heat. Step inside, and you'll find yourself surrounded by a collection that's both somber and spectacular. Gleaming hearses from different eras stand like sentinels, their polished surfaces reflecting the curious faces of visitors. Ornate caskets, some fit for royalty, others quirky enough to make you chuckle, line the walls in a display that's part art gallery, part history lesson. But here's where it gets really interesting. Did you know that this museum houses a full-scale replica of a Pope's funeral? Or that you can see the actual coffin used to transport President Kennedy after his assassination? It's a treasure trove of the unexpected, where every exhibit tells a story of lives lived and legacies left behind. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Museum of Funeral History, where death comes to life. This 35,000 square foot space is home to the largest collection of funeral service artifacts in the United States. But don't let the subject matter fool you. This isn't a gloomy place. Instead, it's a celebration of life, culture, and the rituals we use to say goodbye. As you wander through the exhibits, you'll discover fascinating tidbits that'll make you the hit of your next dinner party. For instance, did you know that in Ghana, people are buried in coffins shaped like their favorite objects or animals? You might see a coffin in the shape of a fish, a car, or even a bottle of beer. It's a colorful reminder that death doesn't always have to be dressed in black. Here's another little-known fact. The museum houses a collection of historical embalming equipment, including a replica of the device used on Abraham Lincoln. It's a stark reminder of how far mortuary science has come since the 19th century. But perhaps the most surprising aspect of this museum is its sense of humor. Yes, you read that right. Humor in a funeral museum. There's an entire section dedicated to famous last words, some of which will have you chuckling despite yourself. It's this blend of respect and lightheartedness that makes the National Museum of Funeral History truly unique. Now you might be thinking, isn't it a bit morbid to have a whole museum dedicated to funerals? And that's a fair question. But consider this. By exploring how different cultures and time periods have dealt with death, we gain a deeper appreciation for life. It's a contentious point, but one could argue that this museum does more to celebrate life than many so-called fun attractions. You can find this fascinating museum at 415 Barron Springs Drive, Houston, Texas 77090. It's open daily, making it the perfect stop on your Houston adventure. Here's a pro tip. Give yourself at least 2 hours to explore. There's so much to see, and you'll want time to read the informative placards. Also, don't shy away from talking to the staff. They're a wealth of knowledge and can share even more intriguing stories. In a world that often shies away from discussing death, the National Museum of Funeral History stands as a bold reminder of our shared humanity. It's more than just a collection of artifacts. It's a journey through time, culture, and the human experience. So, are you brave enough to face the final frontier? The National Museum of Funeral History awaits, ready to change your perspective on life and what comes after. Imagine a place where the mysteries of the human body are laid bare, where medical marvels and oddities tell the story of our shared humanity. Picture a museum where you can come face to face with the remnants of medical history, both triumphant and tragic. Welcome to the heart of Philadelphia, where an extraordinary collection awaits, challenging everything you thought you knew about the human form. But what could make this unconventional destination so captivating that it's been dubbed America's finest museum of medical history? The Mutter Museum, part of the College of Physicians of Philadelphia, stands as a testament to the complexities of the human body and the evolution of medical science. Founded in 1863 with a donation from Dr. Thomas Dent Mutter, this unique institution was originally intended to educate future doctors and improve medical care. Today, it serves as a window into the fascinating and sometimes unsettling world of historical medical practices, human anatomy, and pathology. The museum's collection of over 25,000 objects tells a story of human resilience, scientific progress, and the enduring mystery of our own biology. As you enter the museum, you're immediately struck by the Victorian-era atmosphere. The space feels like a time capsule, with wood and glass display cases housing an array of specimens and medical instruments. But it's not just about aesthetics. Each item in the collection has a story to tell. From the smallest preserved organ to the largest skeletal anomaly, the air seems thick with history, and there's a palpable sense of reverence for the human experiences represented by these specimens. But here's where it gets really interesting. Did you know that this museum houses slides of Albert Einstein's brain? That's right. Among the many fascinating exhibits, you'll find sections of the brilliant physicist's brain, preserved for scientific study. It's just one example of how the Mutter Museum bridges the gap between medical history and popular culture, offering visitors a unique perspective on the intersection of science and society. As you explore further, you'll encounter a wealth of intriguing displays. Don't miss the famous soap lady, a woman whose body was exhumed in 1875 and found to be encased in a fatty substance called adipocere. The HYRTL Skull Collection, featuring 139 human skulls, offers a sobering look at the misguided science of phrenology. And for those with strong stomachs, the preserved organs, showing various diseases, provide a stark reminder of human fragility. Here's a little-known fact that might surprise you. The museum houses a piece of tissue from John Wilkes Booth, Abraham Lincoln's assassin. This small specimen, taken from Booth's thorax during his autopsy, connects visitors to a pivotal moment in American history in a uniquely tangible way. Another fascinating tidbit: the Mutter Museum is home to the tallest skeleton on display in North America. Standing at 7 feet 6 inches, this skeleton belonged to a man who suffered from acromegaly, a condition causing excessive growth. Perhaps the most contentious aspect of the Mutter Museum is the ethical debate surrounding the display of human remains. While some argue that it's a crucial educational resource, others question the propriety of exhibiting human bodies without explicit consent. This tension between scientific value and ethical considerations adds an extra layer of complexity to your visit, prompting reflection on the evolving standards of medical ethics and museum practices. You'll find this captivating collection at 19 South 22nd Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's located in the heart of Center City, easily accessible by public transportation or car. Pro tip: visit on weekday mornings to avoid crowds. And if you're prone to queasiness, consider skipping lunch before your visit. Some exhibits can be quite graphic. Don't forget to check out the gift shop for unique, medically themed souvenirs. Whether you're a science enthusiast, a history buff, or simply someone fascinated by the intricacies of the human body, the Mutter Museum offers an experience that's truly one of a kind. It's more than just a collection of medical oddities. It's a journey through the history of medicine, a celebration of human diversity, and a reminder of our shared mortality. So come to Philadelphia and prepare to be amazed, enlightened, and perhaps a little unsettled. The Mutter Museum is waiting to show you the beauty and complexity of the human form in all its variations. Imagine a place where the echoes of the past still linger in cold stone corridors, where the line between freedom and confinement is as thin as a cell door. Picture a museum where history comes alive in the most unexpected ways, and where the stories of the incarcerated are told with unflinching honesty. Welcome to Canyon City, Colorado, where a former women's prison has been transformed into a captivating journey through the darker side of the American West. But what could make this attraction so compelling that it's been drawing curious visitors for over 3 decades? The Museum of Colorado Prisons, opened in 1988, stands as a testament to the complex history of incarceration in the Centennial State. Housed in a former women's correctional facility built in 1935, the museum sits in the shadow of the still-active Colorado Territorial Correctional Facility, known as Old Max. This unique location provides visitors with a tangible connection to over 140 years of prison history, from the early days of the Wild West to the modern era of corrections. As you approach the museum, you're struck by the imposing stone facade, a stark reminder of its original purpose. But step inside, and you'll find yourself transported through time. The museum's 2 floors are packed with exhibits that tell the stories of both the imprisoned and those who guarded them. The upper level houses 30 inmate cells, each one a snapshot of a different aspect of prison life. From the Spartan accommodations of the early days to the more modern facilities, these cells offer a visceral glimpse into the daily reality of incarceration. But here's where it gets really interesting. Did you know that this museum houses artifacts from some of Colorado's most infamous inmates? That's right. Among the exhibits, you'll find items related to Alfred Packer, the only person in U.S. history convicted of cannibalism. You'll also learn about Antone Wood, a 12-year-old convicted of murder, whose story raises challenging questions about justice and rehabilitation. These exhibits don't just shock. They invite visitors to grapple with complex moral and social issues that continue to resonate today. Here's a little-known fact that might surprise you. The museum's collection includes the hangman's noose used in Colorado's last execution by hanging. It's a chilling reminder of how methods of punishment have evolved over time, and a focal point for discussions about the ethics of capital punishment. As you explore further, you'll encounter a fascinating array of artifacts. There's Warden Roy Best's office, preserved as it was during his tenure, offering insights into the administrative side of prison life. You'll see documentation of the prison riots of 1929 and 1947, events that shaped Colorado's approach to corrections for decades to come. The lower floor houses the original kitchen, isolation cells, and even a federal prison display, each area rich with stories and historical significance. Another intriguing tidbit: the museum offers paranormal tours for ghost hunters. Given the building's history and the intense emotions associated with incarceration, it's no wonder that some believe restless spirits still roam these halls. Perhaps the most contentious aspect of the Museum of Colorado Prisons is the ongoing debate about how to present such difficult history. While some argue that the museum glorifies a problematic past, others see it as a crucial tool for education and reform. This tension between education and sensationalism adds an extra layer of complexity to your visit, prompting reflection on the role of such institutions in our society. You'll find this thought-provoking attraction at 201 First Street, Cannon City, Colorado. It's just off U.S. Highway 50, directly east of the still-active Colorado Territorial Correctional Facility. Pro tip: take advantage of the museum's audio tour option. It provides rich context and brings the exhibits to life in a way that reading placards simply can't match. And don't miss the gift shop. It's full of unique, prison-themed souvenirs that make for great conversation starters. Whether you're a history buff, a true crime enthusiast, or simply someone looking for a unique and thought-provoking experience, the Museum of Colorado Prisons offers a journey through a part of American history that's often overlooked. It's more than just a collection of artifacts. It's a window into the human experience of incarceration, a testament to the complexities of justice, and a reminder of how far we've come and how far we still have to go. So come to Cannon City and step behind bars. You might just leave with a new perspective on freedom.